This will be a tutorial showing how to do exercise 212 on page 2-5 of the introductory program. Here's the PDF that I'll leave up. This is the AutoCAD file for that page. Let me start a brand new start from scratch drawing by clicking the plus sign. Turn off grid, which I don't care to use in most cases. Got dynamic input turned on. I got polar tracking set for, let's start off at 90. We'll switch it to 30 in a minute, but we'll start it off at 90 as usual. Whoop, don't need polar track Osnap tracking on yet. They'll teach that in intermediate. And Osnaps are set for the usual 5: endpoint, midpoint, center, quadrant, and intersection. Double check all taskbar buttons are visible, so nothing is turned on that I don't know about. We haven't learned layers yet, so I won't bother with the colors. You're at this level in introductory training, you're only expected to draw the green stuff. The red stuff may be required to find the centers of circles to draw. But after the circles are drawn, you can delete the red. It's no longer needed except to locate the center of circles and arcs. Start from scratch drawing. Let's start in the middle and work outward. Middle circle is a diameter of 4.5. Circle slash there means diameter. The R, by the way, means course radius. Oh, and while we're here, 3x means that there are 3 circles on this view whose diameter is 1.5. Starting at that small circle in the middle. Whoops, I'm on the wrong workspace. I'll click on this gear looking icon and switch from intermediate 3D modeling workspace to the introductory drafting and annotation workspace. There's the ribbon that the introductory students are familiar with. We'll click circle, we'll click drop down circle, fly out toolbar, and pick center diameter icon. Pick any point at random since there's no absolute coordinates. It's asking for diameter. I'll type 4.5 and hit enter. Next circle out is a radius of 3.4. So I'll switch to circle center radius icon on the circle flyout toolbar. Hover Osnap at the center of the existing circle and type a radius of 3.6 and hit enter. The red circle that is only a guideline to find the center of the 3 bolt holes is a radius of 3.6. So same icon, whoops, hover, snap in the center, and type 3.6 and hit enter. Looks like I already did that. All right, I got a stack of 2 circles here. Let me select one. I'll right click and pick properties. Can't remember if you've learned this yet. I want to change the radius of one of these 2 circles to 3.4. Enter. Hit escape to deselect. So now this small one is the green one. And the outer one is the red one that's just used as a guideline. You can double check the outer one. Yep, it's a radius of 3.6. Okay, top dead center of the outer red circle, I want to put a circle whose diameter is 1.5. We'll click circle center diameter. Snap at the top dead center quadrant of that guide circle, and the diameter is 1.5. While we're here, let's draw a circle for the green arc that we'll use the trim command later to switch from a circle to an arc. Draw a circle, that's a dimension by its radius. We'll drop down circles, center radius icon, hover, Osnap, or it's the quadrant or center, both same point. 1.3 is the radius. There we go. Now we need guidelines for the other two frog eyes, I call these things. So let's set, as the handout suggests, set the polar tracking to a 30-degree increment. We could also add additional angles of -30 and 210. Remember, 180 is straight to the left, so add 30 to that is 210, but easier to set polar tracking to 30. So let's come down here, set the polar tracking to 30 and draw some guidelines from the center. There's the 30-degree polar tracking I want. Because of dynamic input, you can see 30 there just above the cursor. Excuse me, I'll click. We haven't learned the mirror command yet. That's coming in, I think, week number 3. So let's draw a line the same way to the left. Let's snap at that end point or the center point. There we're snapped at 210 degrees. That's an increment of 30. I'll click to use it to make it as a guideline. Before we draw the circles at each end here, yeah, well, let's go ahead. Yeah, next week we'll learn copy. We could copy these two circles to those 2 points we just chalk marked, so to speak, but we haven't learned the copy command yet. Let's say both have a diameter of 1.5 again. Drop down, pick center diameter, snap at that intersection point, and type 1.5. While we're doing that, we'll do the same over here. Oh, actually, we can't hit enter to turn on an icon. Let me erase that and go to the icon, circle center diameter. Always use the icon for circles till you learn to type commands and options in. We'll snap at that intersection, and again, that is 1.5 diameter. Let's do the radius of those two now. Center radius, snap at the center. It's a radius of 1.3, enter. And circle center radius, snap there, 1.3 radius. Okay. Now we need to put a fillet. Oh, by the way, let's get rid of this guide circle. I've gotten confused before because it's so close to that green circle at the inner of the two together. So let's put this fillet right there, a 1-unit radius fillet. It'll go in this corner between the 1.5 diameter circle and the 3.4. Let's double check. Yep, 3.4 radius. We'll go to fillet. The radius setting is 0 on a start from scratch drawing. So we'll click radius option and set it to 1 and hit enter. Click, click, will put a radius there. Enter to invoke the last used command. Click, click. Enter, click, click. Enter, click, click. Enter, click, click. Enter, click, click. Okay. All that's left is trimming and erasing garbage away. Let me do the first one with the default cutting edge settings. Click trim. By default in 2022, everything is a cutting edge. So wherever I'll click, it'll disintegrate between cutting edges. Fortunately, 2022 switches the trim command to the erase command, so that even a line that does not cross anything will just disintegrate. Last click will be here. That finishes that one. I'll hit enter to finish, enter to begin. Now let's do it the smarter way. Click cutting edges. And I want to select only these two little arcs as cutting edges. That way I need to pick objects to disintegrate less often. I'll hit enter to tell AutoCAD I'm finished selecting the only cutting edges I want to use. Hit enter. I'll see it disintegrated the entire line because these two circles were not cutting edges. Click here, it'll delete the entire line because this line was not a cutting edge. We'll hit enter, enter again, cutting edges again, select the two arcs, enter, click the circles. Oh, let's get rid of that guy. Hello, I forgot that guy. All right, I'll undo. And whoops, trim, cutting edges, arc, enter, click. Enter to finish. Cut the erase icon, select the two guidelines, and there's our finished machine part. This early in your training, I don't expect you to do the dimensions or the red center line marks. That's it for exercise 212 from introductory class number 2 currently on page 2-5 in summer of 2023. That's all for now. I'll end the Zoom recording.